choke on this twisted dream. 'Cause he'll say, pain the whole sum to magnify pain is point number one. 'Cause it seems I've gained the world, but I have nothing to keep tabs upon. This loss isn't wasted time. Face opportunities to recognize. Now we have the time. Rebuke, don't choke on this twisted dream. 'Cause he'll say, pay for it. Yeah, the whole sum to magnify pain is point number one. We need healing while our plans, your soothing hands run down my back. Couldn't do no wrong.
What's up, boys? How are we doing today? Sorry if this is glitching a little bit. Let me just post, make sure we're all good. Now we just had a game start, so good news about that. That Phillies game really wasn't much volume on it anyways, so there's a good chance I probably wouldn't have even had any action on it at all. All right, let's just take this out. How's everyone's day going so far? You all hit on the Brewers game? I don't know how many people saw the tweet that I put out. I guess both tweets actually, but posted Brewers money line, which obviously just cashed. And then I also posted after that, or maybe before that, I don't know, wherever it's at. I said that I just took the under, so under 5.5. Both of those cashed. Start our day off 2-0, which is great. And we got some baseball to go over, and we have a nice slate as well. Also, hopefully you guys had your notifications on over on Twitter, because earlier I did end up posting a 4-pick power for prize picks, which is very rare for me to post a prize pick slip. But we had a little 4-pick power here. This pays out 9.75x. All right. This is a little just pitcher fantasy here. And a couple things. Using some model projections, sportsbook projections, I think that a couple of these lines are off. And then on top of that, we're adding ourselves an extra edge because of correlation. Think about this, right? We have two pitchers in the same matchup. Both of those pitchers cannot be in contention for the win. Or in other words, you can't have a moment in time where both pitchers are holding on to the potential for a win, right? And in order to record a win with baseball, you have to pitch at least 5 innings, and then if your team has the lead, when you get taken out of the game, your team has to remain in the lead until the end of the game for you to record that win. So if we were to take Cantillo or Prelip over on Pitcher Fantasy Score, right, they can hit their numbers without recording the win. But if they do record the win, the opposing pitcher cannot record the win. That makes sense, right? So it's a little bit of an extra edge there with Pitcher Fantasy Score. But anyways, I'm going to try and not yap so much because we've got games starting pretty soon. So first things first, let's go over to Underdog. We're going to go rip our 4-pick flexes over here. I believe we have one that's still live for tonight that I posted yesterday. We've got Coco Golf under 22.5 games, and then Shakir Austin under points. Okay. Stream is a bit laggy. Is it better now? It was a little bit laggy because I was trying to set everything up, and I literally just got home, so I just went live, and everything was still booting up. Hopefully, it looks like it's a little more smooth now. But I got to pull up on my phone Underdog, and let's get some 4-pick flexes in. The next game that we have is going to be the Blue Jays and Yankees. That starts in 20 minutes. So we'll have a little bit of a short window here, probably 5-10 minutes to get some of these Underdog slips in. And then we'll go right into ripping out some straight plays over on Novig and anywhere else. So let's go to the OddsJam Fantasy Optimizer. As you guys always know, if you are always tuning into stream, we are using the OddsJam tools. If you guys do want to check out OddsJam at the end of the stream, you can sign up for a free trial by using code TRIDENT over there. All right. So first little 4-leg that we're going to do, I'm going to try and go for these 4 right here, top of the optimizer. If we are able to, that is going to be an 18.4% positive EV play. So first up, we're taking Janelle over on Golden State, over 14.5 points and rebounds. It looks like Underdog launched a new update, which has added a multiplier on even just the baselines, which is 1.87x. So make sure you guys know that whenever you're taking these and making sure that none of them are bumped. But we are going to take the over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Kyle Peros, and then the under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Rafael Devers. And then leg number 4, we're going to go over to CS2 and take the under 26.5 kills for Symmetry, CMTRY. Don't know how else you would pronounce that. We're flexing this 7.2x payout. I hate this new Underdog update, by the way, outside of their payouts, obviously. But the color, the new logo, I hate it. It's terrible. I don't know why they changed it. I thought that they had such an iconic logo, but now they don't. All right, so that just got sent out. I put the link in the chat for you guys. Let me get this posted. So this is a 7.2x 4-pick flex on Underdog. And then there is the... All right, so those top 4 plays. Everyone get that in? Okay. And if you guys have any questions during the stream, make sure to ask them. All right? Let's see. Yeah, it's smooth over. You're good, boss. Any eyes on Quoro apps? I'm definitely trying to pay attention to that during the preseason just to see. Specifically, I think this upcoming week when we have, the final week of preseason, I'm really just trying to see if there's a decent enough payout for us to compared to the sports books. So if there's enough of an edge, then certainly going to be running some correlation for football. Also, are you hitting college football early in the week before it starts next week, or are you waiting? Yeah, so it'll probably be a little bit of both. The biggest thing for football, in my opinion, is that for player props specifically, if we have good value at the beginning of the week, I'm going to rip it and then just hope that we beat the closing line value. And then for money lines and stuff, I'm pretty much going to try and find some specific sharps over on Polymarket, and then also cross-reference that with the OddsJam Prediction Traders tool, and really just see when action is coming in from those sharps, if it is earlier in the week or if it is closer to game time on a Saturday morning. So we're gonna feel it out. We've got plenty of football, so the first couple weeks may be, I don't want to say trial and error, but I think it'll be just a learning process to see how I want to approach that, because in the past I've primarily just done positive EV and not really focused on the Polymarket side of things. So play number 2, I'm literally just ripping these next 4 props here. So Tim Tawa under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Michaela Timpson over 15.5 points and rebounds. Serrato under 33.5 kills for maps 1 and 2. And then Ogwumike under 18.5 points and assists. Okay, so that's another great play, 14.8% positive EV there. They took Janelle off already. Hey, one of the best things about the new payouts that we have here is that you can literally take anything else onto the screen. All right. And it's still going to be a great play. So if you see another play that's up here on the optimizer, just take it, throw it in. Good. All right, and then the final play that we're going to do. See, all of these in the green, these are all great plays. So once again, if you guys are somebody, if you are watching and you are not limited on Underdog, you should be ripping these plays as much as your bankroll can handle. And I would argue that at least 70% of your bankroll should be an Underdog because there's nowhere else that you're getting value like this. So just saying. All right, third slip. Christian Koss, we're going to take the over 0.5 hits for. Then we're going to go take Scales. Under 43.5 kills. This is a Valorant prop. Scales under 43.5. We're skipping over the Bryson Stott play. That is a live one right now. We're going to take Lou Nichols over 20.5 rush yards. That is preseason tonight. And then the final leg that we're going to take here is going to be Lorenzo Musetti, under 6.5 aces. Make sure to flex that. And then get that in. And that's almost a 12% positive EV play as well. Really solid plays there. I mean, if we can get, if we are consistently, like for those of us who are limited, if we are continuously getting 10% positive EV plays in, even if we're only able to get in 3 a day, that's going to add up to a really nice edge over time, and obviously a lot of profit. All right, so it's a 7.2x. Link is in the chat, and we are good to go. Cool. Let's move on to the next thing real quick. It is 6:53. Let's check out Better to see if we have anything. Nothing over here. We do have enough for a 5-pick, though. You guys want to run a 5-pick? Let's also pull up the Sharp Money tool as well and see maybe if we can get something in here. And like Sharp Money as well, a whole lot of these props here. Antillo over walks, Ali Sanchez under hits. These are all great plays to be tossing in 4-pick flexes as well, strictly off of the Sharp Money tool. Okay. So let's do this. Let's build out a 5-pick. We're going to first take JT Ginn under 5.5 hits allowed. Okay. Then leg number 2, let's go back over to the Fantasy Optimizer. And then let's go to Better. And we are going to go to WNBA. We're going to go over to Sabrina. Over rebounds and assists at 9.5. We're going to take this UFC prop. Vitor Petrino. Over significant strikes at 31.5. Petrino versus... Okay. And then we're going to go back over to the WNBA to take Alicia Gray over points and assists. And also, I know that we do have discount over on Pick 6. So I'm going to try to get over there and grab something. Alicia Gray over 21.5 points and assists. And then we want to take the over points for Olivia Nelson Ododa. Where are you at, Ododa? It's 12.5. Cool. And then we are going to flex that. Only letting me get down $10. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. If you guys do not have limits, or if you are okay with running $10 on this, run that slip. I am personally going to take out the UFC prop, so I don't have that limit there. And then I'm going to add the Ogwumike over rebounds and assists at 9.5 because it's still a positive EV play, and I should be able to get down more when I do this. A little bit more, nothing crazy. We're flexing that 5-man insured, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put these guys off. All right. From what I've watched on YouTube from people like Billy Walters, is the earlier better with the NFL main lines? Yeah, because a lot of times you'll notice, specifically too with like MLB, at least on days when you have like one early game, and then like the lineups will drop early as well. And I'm not talking about like an hour before the game, like well in advance. You'll kind of notice that like you won't see so much line movement right as first pitch is happening, or like the 5 minutes before that, where you see like when sometimes when we pull up on the sportsbook screen and look at line movement, how it jumps, you kind of just notice a steady trend, and it's just almost like a flat line that just slowly goes toward whatever the play is, and then you think to yourself, wow, I wish I would have locked that in earlier in the week when I could have gotten a better price, you know. And with football, you're going to see a lot of prices that are going to be better taking them earlier in the week. Yeah, better link. Let me send that. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. Sitting here yapping. There's the better link. All right, let's go take a look at some sharp money. I also have no clue what is available right now on the prediction traders tool. The Brewers popped up earlier. I don't know if there were any other money lines when I last saw it. Let's check. All right, so nothing on the prediction traders tool. It's totally fine. We're going to find it ourselves. I'm going to get out of better. I'm going to get out of underdog, and we are going to keep pick 6 up. I'm going to first look at these next couple games, and then we'll come over here to the Full Pie Friday. We are going to hammer player props on Novik too, right? As long as the price is right. Of course, dude. And that's the other thing with football, we're going to have so, like, I don't think you guys understand how much more liquidity we should be seeing on these exchange markets for football season. There are so many people who don't like baseball, and they will not put money on the line until football season comes around. So let's take a look at this first game. We got Blue Jays, Yankees. What are we going to take here? Let's look at this. NBA season going. Yeah. NBA, I mean, I sat back for a second this morning after I was looking at the schedule, and I was thinking to myself, preseason is here, you know, NFL is right, like, we have officially pretty much made it through the dog days of summer, which this past summer, I can't complain at all. I think that this was really good. Like, you know, I think that in terms of just profitability, it's been great. So it wasn't just like, and you know what? I think that probably like the World Cup helped a lot. It wasn't just baseball, but yeah. All right, we're going to be, let's see. I like seeing action here on the Yankees. I'm not going to play the Yankees at minus 186. Let's look at the spread on this. Yeah. Probably going to skip money line or spread. Maybe a total here. Crazy shareholders, but I'm going to skip. Yeah, we're going to skip this first game. A guy on TikTok was saying how football season will feed. Yeah, of course it will. It's great because with football season, like, you not only do you have, like, you don't have just more sharps, but like way more casuals, which help, you know, offer liquidity to take really good prices on really good plays. All right, so prediction traders are not going to have anything. I'm going to pull up sharp money as well. Do we have any player props here? Ooh, under 3.5 strikeouts for Ryan Gusto. For anyone who has Hard Rock, by the way, you can make $1 million. I'm just kidding. They'll limit you before that, but you can make so much money on WNBA props because their lines are atrocious. But I'm also not going to waste my time when I'm limited to pennies over there on WNBA. But anyways, let's look at this next game. Miami versus Washington. And I want to put some money on my Jags. I saw them earlier on the sharp money tool, I think. For like an alternate spread of like -3.5. Sketch. The Nats are looking good on Polymarket. We're about to take a look. I don't like baseball, but put the emotional attachment aside and keep slamming the EV. Had a horrible intro to Novig on my first baseball slate, but it's paid its dividends. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I think a lot of people have a bad experience at times, and sometimes as soon as they start positive EV betting, it kind of just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But the biggest thing is kind of just trusting the process. And I know how, cliche that sounds, but it's really all it is. Just letting the math do its thing, All right. Yeah, we're going to be on the Nationals for sure. All right. Oh. I get this at 138. All right, we're going to try to take Washington Nationals money line. Okay. We're going to try to get Nationals money line in at plus 138. Got matched. Sweet. All right. All right, so 1 unit I'm putting on this. Nationals money line. Plus 138. That's a pretty big play for our boy Anonymous there. 20,000 shares. Solid. All right. Let's take a look at the over-under. Don't know if you didn't see my question on Discord, but could you clarify what a whale is? Is it literally just someone who wagers a giant amount on one side of the line? Yeah, that's it. It's just one of those sports betting terms. But yeah, somebody who's profitable, who's putting a ton of money. The easiest way I can say it is like, remember the whole reason behind like why we're hammering these exchange markets is because if we try to do this on a normal sports book, you're going to get limited. They set limits. Here, it's essentially peer-to-peer. So it's just providing liquidity for other people to take. Missed the first one. Are we on the Nats? Yeah. The Nats is the first play for no vig at least. Nationals money line. All right, I think that's good for the game. Nationals money line. Why the Nats? So we're kind of looking for specific traders. One of the moderators in our Discord did a little deep dive to actually see who was profitable on what, and not just like hovering over to see like, oh, this person all time is 82K in profit, or this guy is $4 million down. We actually looked by sport. This anonymous guy is really good. A lot of the guys that we are tailing here are going to be bots or having bots set up, but it gives us a really good indication into what their actual hit rate is and what the profit loss is on specific markets and sports. Don't be sorry. It's a completely valid question. I know it looks crazy when I just sit here and I just go, yeah, we're going to be on the Nationals. And I'm not somebody who sits here and goes, well, the Nationals are throwing whoever's on the mound for them against the Marlins, who are on a whatever game losing streak, right? I'm not that kind of person. I don't just bring up stats. Although stats can help, it's not going to just completely change the way that, positive EV works. We're just looking at sharps here. So I could go even further to say like, okay, let me see like what price point they got in at to see if we're beating it. but there's a good chance that we're still right here around the same. So let's move on to the next game on the slate. 47K of volume. Not much here. Oh, it bumped up a little bit. Okay. Giants, Red Sox. Do we have enough here? No. We have... I'm going to skip this game unless there's something trying to spread. All right, so we're skipping Giants and Red Sox. Rays and Orioles should get... Oh. I remember the days... What's your unit size? 500. Do I flat? Yeah. So I don't always flat bet, but when I'm just tailing sharps, here's the way that I think about it, right? If you were to use like a Kelly calculator essentially, right? And you're running 0.5 Kelly or 0.25 Kelly, you can input like, hey, my bankroll is this amount. Here's the price that I'm getting for the specific bet. And here are the average, true odds, right? And it'll tell you like, okay, based off of that information, here's how much you should put on the bet. We can't necessarily do that with whales, right? And tailing these sharp bettors, because sometimes the price that we're getting is only a slight sliver better than the rest of the market, but we're not tailing it just because it might be the best price available. Does that make sense? So typically with the sharp bets, I literally will just run a flat amount. And as much as I talk about that bankroll management is important, I really don't think that long term there is a vast difference. And I also don't know what the best way of managing that in terms of just copying other people's bets, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I know that's kind of confusing. I remember the days when we fought off the people that would only look at the last 5 games for any play on Prize Pick. Yeah. I sent you a DM on Twitter with my questions from the other day, by the way, because I got kicked out of the Discord for some reason. Sorry that happened, Randy. I don't know if either a bot may have picked you or if something you sent may have looked like a bot yourself. I don't know. I'll take a look on Twitter though and see. I'll get back with you tonight. Sorry, I'll resend an invite and get you back in there. Do I go $1,000 on something with multiple traders? Yeah. So one of the main things that I do, I'll put up to 2 units mostly. If something like this, Bone Sculptor's another guy. Very profitable with MLB. If I don't see any other traders on the opposite side, and I see 2 or more of the real heavy hitters over here, and then if I also go over and look at, let's say, the line movement on Rays money line here, if it looks like it's still trending that way and there's more and more money coming in, then I might throw 2 units on the Rays right here. Yeah. So see, like this line is just continuing to trend in our favor here for the Rays. I would ignore Fliff, always setting lines that don't make any sense. But for the most part, steady trend here. I think I'm going to toss 2 units on the Rays. I'd probably recommend 1.5 units on the Rays. Let's do this, actually. Let's look at the no-vig order book, because Rays looks really good. Nothing too telling there. Is a unit just $100? No. So one unit, I've always referred to it as 1% of your bankroll. So bankroll being however much money you have set aside for sports betting, right? So then 1% of that is your unit size. And remember, we just talk about units because I can't just sit here and say, hey, put $10 on this, because $10 is a very different amount to me rather than somebody who has, $50 in their bankroll or $200 in their bankroll. It's a very different amount. So yeah, I'm going to say 1.5 units on the Rays. I'm putting 2 units on it just because my fan side of things is getting in the way. I really am wanting to see more progress from Peralta. I think he has so much potential to go back to his old self, and I know that the Rays can fix him because they fix everybody, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna post this as a 1.5 unit play. I'm sure people are gonna say, "Oh no, you put 2 units by accident." No, I'm not putting it by accident. I'm putting 2 units on it. I'm not recommending you guys put 2 units on it. I'm gonna say 1.5 units. Both of these 2 are very profitable whales. Ferrari's on this as well. Ferrari is kind of not, I don't want to say, not the most reputable person to be tailing after doing a little bit more of a deep dive into just baseball. So, can you explain that line trending thing? Never seen that. Yeah. Great question. Okay. So I'm going to have to assume that you are somewhat new to sports betting. So here's what I'm going to say. For the most part, forget most of what you know about sports betting, okay? The sports books are not trying to predict what happens. They are not trying to see into the future and see what happens. By the way, we're also going to put a unit on the over 7.5 runs in this game. But sports books do not try and do that. They don't try to tell the future. And I think a lot of people treat it that way when they're looking into the odds. They're like, oh, this person has a certain percent chance, which is, to be fair, yes, you can find probability based off of these lines. But at the very end of the day, you need to understand that the big sports books are managing risk. That's what they're doing. Okay. And what do I mean by that? Consistently throughout the day, you are going to have money come in. Okay. All the way up until the first pitch, if we're talking about baseball, you're going to have money come in. The sports books want to make sure that by the time the first pitch happens, their risk on both sides, they will make a profit no matter what, right? So how do you balance risk? If you have a ton of money come in on one side, how do you balance the risk? Well, you change the line. You move it from minus 111 to minus 113. If you have more money come in, you move it to minus 115 and you adjust the opposite side. You're trying to manage risk. So line movement shows us that when there's money coming in on one side and a line is having to change, it tells us where most of the money is coming in, which can be good, especially when you see jumps in it because of sharp bettors or whales, right? Interested in Royals money line or the over versus Tigers? I know the over wasn't a positive EV tab last night. Did I skip the Boston game? Yes, I skipped the Boston game. We have 1.5 units on the Rays, and we have 1 unit on the over 7.5 runs in that Baltimore versus Tampa game. Let's move on. Okay, so that's all we have right here for this these games that are just about to start, which is good. Let me look at positive EV real quick. See if we have anything that we can get in for any 7-15 games. Peralta under strikeouts, not really an edge there at all. McBride. So that graph you showed was showing what exactly? Just so line movement, like what I just pulled up, right? If I was looking at Rays money line here, I can click this and look at these lines. So there's different sports books, and it's showing me the price at which Rays money line has been at throughout the entire day. Okay, I can look on Novig and see the line movement there. I can go over to ProfitX. I can go to a sharper book like Pinnacle, right? You got FanDuel. You can just, that's one of the things that's awesome about OddsJam is like there are so many tools here that help us narrow down where we want our money to be. Okay. Can I send links on Novig? Yeah, I always forget that they offer that. I apologize. I don't know if I can go. I think that's what I always forget is that I can go back and I can't. Can I share from here? Okay. Yeah, see, it's like it's not a copy link. It just wants me to share it. I have to like share it from my phone. I'll do it differently. I'll see if I can just share it whenever I submit it. And it pulls over to the side. Let's see. Okay, next play. Mets and White Sox. I have a pretty substantial bet in this game. A 2-unit play as well. I have 2 2-unit plays today, which is crazy. I'm not telling you guys to tail this play either, just because I don't know what the current price is. It might not even be positive EV anymore. But I am on the White Sox over team total at 3.5. Hopefully I don't see anything here that goes against that. There's really not that much action here anyway, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that. So we're going to skip the Mets-White Sox game. Moving on to the Tigers and Royals. This starts in about an hour. Okay, and I also want to take a look at some WNBA as well, because I know we have a game starting in 15 minutes over there. Let's take a look. All right. Tigers, Royals. Ugh. This is like a slight lean for the Tigers, I think. I've kind of made my cutoff like 2,000 shares when I'm looking for like whales. I don't want to see anybody with like a couple hundred stuff down here, a couple hundred shares. I'd probably lean the Tigers. Maybe something stronger on the total, potentially. 4 runs in this Phillies game already. Wow. Stream's lagging. Let me see if I can close anything out. Yeah, Google Chrome's taking up a lot. It's the sportsbook screen. That's what it is. Sportsbook screen takes up a lot. Also, maybe too early of a question while you're dropping plays, but will we still keep our price point from Dub Club? Yeah, dude. I'll make sure everyone gets hooked up. Okay. So yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, I am working on a website to kind of separate away from Dub Club. I'm not a big fan of what's going on over there. So that should be launching literally like as soon as this week, hopefully. But I'm going to be offering a free month to literally everybody. So if you are currently subscribed, if you are not subscribed, if you've been in the Discord before or in the Dub Club before and you are no longer a member, doesn't matter, okay? Free month for everybody. So the first few weeks of NFL should be awesome because we're going to have a ton of people in there all cashing with us. And then from that point moving forward, I can go by a person-by-person basis. We'll open up some tickets in the Discord and I'll get it all situated. So don't worry about it. I'll hook everybody up. I know there's a lot of people who've been, in the Discord for a long time. And I definitely don't want to screw you guys over by any means. So, Tigers and Royals. I don't know if I have a play here yet. I think Tigers moneyline may be the play, but I don't know. Don't know. Will I be offering a lifetime package? I've never even thought about offering a lifetime package, and here's why. I just kind of think it's stupid. Because, like, I don't know how long I'm going to do this. I hope that I can continue to do this for a long time, but, like, it almost feels like I'd be screwing people over by saying, like, hey, here's a lifetime package, and then not. Do you mind showing your picket for Novig? So I don't sync my picket because I do have like a premium service where I send out all of my plays, but I can pull up my picket to like show you my Novig like profitability if that's what you're asking. Let me sync it real quick. Athletics and Astros. Let's go over to this. Over 7.5 was plus EV last night. Goodness gracious, I have a lot that is pending right now. Let's see. This is Novig so far on the year. What do I have to do? Put the hand behind like an influencer? I don't know how clear that is on the camera. Hopefully you just see a green line. It's almost a 7% ROI, which is pretty nice across the year. All time, it's just, it's actually exactly 6. Novig's great, though. Novig is awesome. All right, let's go over to WNBA real quick. Take a break from the baseball, see if we can get anything in here. So let me pull up a reel. I want to see if we can get some updates when any scoring happens. Rays did not score in the first, so I guess we can chalk that up. Also, meant to ask, is getting your plays at 2 to 3 cents different fine? If it's for tailing sharps, then yes. Once you start getting over like a 5-cent difference, I would say just stay away. Yeah, I need to do a little more of a deep dive on WNBA for who's profitable. This guy's good. Seeing a lot of money on the Lynx, but I'm not going to play anything for WNBA. We'll look at some sharp money for potentially player props. Maybe some positive EV. Yeah, for like if you're taking Ray's money line at plus 108 and I got it at plus 111, I wouldn't sweat it. That's not that. Ooh. Olivia Miles? Ooh. Let me go snag this real quick. Oh, y'all are going to get mad, though. I don't want to take off the liquidity. This is a great play, though. Olivia Miles over PRA at plus 100. Let me see. What are they asking me? We can all make a make order on this and see if it gets filled. I'm taking this at 100, right? Goodness gracious. That's almost a 3-unit play. This is minus 130 over on FanDuel. That line movement is nuts, dude. Definitely go for the Lynx. Maybe I sprinkle the Lynx a little bit then. Yo, I'm not putting 3 units on this play. I'll put 2 units worth of liquidity and see if it gets taken. At plus 100. That's crazy, bro. Panthers versus Jags over 39.5. When does that start? I wanted to put something on that. Hold on. When is the Jags game? Isn't that soon? Oh, Jets was the first. Okay, Panthers, Jags. I've been using sharp money, but started to get limited on the few books I'm on. Question for you. If I was to make orders on Novig at the same price as the sharp liquidity, do you think that's profitable? So here's a quick question for you. What indicator are you using right now for sharp money? Because typically the sharp money is telling you where money is coming in on Novig or ProfitX. So if you were to make orders on Novig or ProfitX, I don't know if that's possible. Makes sense? Well, Orioles are on the board. That's fine. Just the first inning. It's good for our over. This is another crazy price point here, plus 156. It's a lot of money on this game. Wow. A lot of money coming in on the spreads. All right. Holy cow. Like, I don't know these traders well enough to just, like, nuke an NFL play. Unfortunately. Not yet, at least. I'm going to do some research over the next couple weeks. Figure that out. Take some of the data from how they did during preseason. Get a little bit of a read there. Yeah, at this point, for Panthers Jags, I would just need something to pull up potentially on the prediction traders tool. Unless we take this. Ooh, let's take this. Yeah, I don't even care about line movement there. That is great. Plus 115 compared to minus 104. Oh my gosh. Let's go snag this real quick. Jaguars first half point spread at plus 2.5. We're going to try to get this in at plus 115. What does that take our total to? Is that a 2-unit play? It's about a 2-unit play. Goodness gracious. And I mean, Pinnacle's taking $1,000 on the play. Dylan is on the Panthers. Is it like a full game money line, a spread? What's he got? Goodness gracious, dude. Freddie Peralta is going to sell us so hard. It is the first inning, and you have a double, an RBI single, and a walk. Record and out, dude. Do I care about CLV on Novig, and do you track it on Pickett? I don't necessarily track it, just because I've been doing it for a while. I think a lot of times I just tell people, like, track CLV if you're brand new to it. See if you're doing something right. With Novig, if I'm putting in positive EV bets, then yes, I like to track CLV. And most of the time I'm beating it, 80% at least. But if I'm just tailing sharps, then there are some times when I might not beat the closing line. I usually do, but... What else do we have here? This one too. Just no liquidity there. There you go, Peralta. Nice little strikeout. Geez, should I not have just taken this? Should I cancel whatever's not matched? Got a little bit over a unit on it right now. Plus 2.5, just for the first half. That's fine, man. Just let the Jags go out there, make everyone think that they're good, and then just have the Panthers come second half, take care of business. Everyone wins. Are we ripping the first NFL play of the new season? Have you not taken any preseason yet? I think we took a Vikings money line the other day. Cashed. That's nice. Let's see if full. Oh my gosh, let's go. Peralta gets out of the jam. Asalo with a double play. Nice. I'll take that all day. Orioles are up 1-0. Completely fine. We'll take a run in the first. It's good. Oh my goodness. Sean Burt over 6.5 strikeouts. Could be a play. Probably would have to look at the... well, I'm not even top of book anymore. It's not going to get matched. Yeah, I try to stay away from preseason as well unless I see something that really catches my eye. But I think for a lot of people, preseason is experimental in a way, which is why I don't try to take anything like too serious, But this play is like, I have to take this play, right? I know it's 3 hours away. Oh, somebody just ate up all the liquidity there. 7:30. Let me look back at this one again. What was that? Detmers? Nah. Not that much of an edge. Looks like FanDuel's honestly the outlier here. Yeah, minus 130. There are great plays. If you guys still have access to put more underdog plays in, I would definitely get this Cantillo play in. It's still up. Minus 107 on that's nuts. Think about it this way, right? Pitcher walks is a very niche market, right? And you've got almost $2,000 of liquidity coming in at about minus 115, and you're getting it at minus 107. It's great. Now, if you're on one of these other books where you can get it at plus money, then yeah, take it. But like Dabble, it looks like is great here. Let me see that. Yamamoto over K's. Yo, pair those up over on Dabble. Hold on. Let me see if I can get some Dabble value real quick. I haven't ran a dabble slip. I haven't run a dabble slip in so long. Because I'm limited over there. It just sucks. I need to set up. I need to get my wife. This is minus 162. Okay, let's try and get this in. So, Dodgers over 6.5 for Yamamoto. We will take the under. What are the payouts again? Okay, yeah. So let's do this. Let's go take NFL preseason. Broncos under rushing yards for Cody Schrader. That's going to be tentative. I don't know if we're going to run that. Let me go to Sharp Money. And then on Dabble, plus 102 here for Joey Cantillo of the Guardians. Over 1.5 walks. I don't even have walks. I always forget this, right? I don't have walks, do I? This is the dumbest thing ever. Why is over 1.5 pitcher walks not even an option for me? Like, they've taken away specific markets. Unbelievable. Do we have another Dabble play? I have Dabble selected, right? Go hold tool? Bags under singles minus 1, 2. No, never mind, guys. I'm not going to run anything. The main thing I wanted to run was that Cantillo play. So, all right, I think we kind of touched on everything, unless I'm forgetting something. I guess I could look at pick 6 potentially. You see that? Let me see. I do not see that play. Anything on underdog to pair with it? Yamamoto up at 7.5. The Yamamoto line was 6.5. And no, there are no soccer plays on the prediction traders tool as of right now. Or anything that I would take. What sort of soccer do we have on tonight? Is it their MLS? Oh, you're on the Explorer. How do I change that? I always forget. Oh, Getafe. Oh, this one right here. Yeah, I'd probably fade this. Some nasty slippage. Probably why it's rated so low. I mean, you do have this person who is across 2,200 trades. It was a pretty nice ROI. It's also not their top category. I'd probably fade that. All right, let's look at pick 6 real quick. Chandler Simpson with a 1-run single. Tied it up. Rays 1-1. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Prediction traders tool. Cool. Mackenzie Gore over strikeouts is going to be the top play here on pick 6 in terms of our discount. Over 5.5. Rematch here. Dude, I love Chandler Simpson. So good. Yo, this might not even be a good slip. No, I take it back. I'm stupid for saying it. All right, so we're going to go take Cam Smith under hits, runs, and RBIs. And then we're going to take under 6.5 strikeouts for Mr. Reed Detmers. Under strikeouts at 6.5. Boom. Little $10 play. Nice 6x there. Did that Miles play fill? Oh, the Olivia Miles play? I'd have to check. I don't think I got a notification for it. That'd be nuts if it did. I'll check in a second. See what we got. I have so much pending today. Not gonna be a good day if this isn't profitable. Alright, let me get this posted real quick. This is for 6. This is a 6X. What did I say? Full Pie Friday. Alright, link is in the chat for you guys. We're taking Mackenzie Gore over strikeouts at 5.5. We're taking under 6.5 strikeouts for Detmers, and then under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for Cam Smith. Do I run Nerfies? Yes, occasionally. 8.5 runs on the Tigers Royals is looking great. Really? Oh, like, I didn't think that was a good play. Let me go see if that play filled, by the way. This song's a bang. Let's see. Olivia Miles fill. No, it didn't fill all the way. I'm still in for about a unit, though. Same with Jags. Washington, Miami, still 0-0. Yeah. White Sox about to start. Cool. All right, boys. Let me look at this over real quick. Is the line movement that convincing? I don't know what I'm missing here. She started off decent? Good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, boys. Kenny Piper starting in his game. Is this not his first game? It's his first homer in his career. Rays up 3-1, top of the second. Let's freaking go. Jorge Mateo stole second base, and then Piper sends a 2-run bomb, dude. Let's go. Let's freaking go. All right. Tell me what I'm missing here. I want to have action on this game. There's a lot of money on it, but I'm not going to force it. Cameron's been freaking pitching great, too. Just the liquidity? Over on what? Like Novig? Like the order book? That's probably what you're talking about. I think you've mentioned the order book before. I might take the 7.5. It's the main line. Where's the 8? I wanted to look at the line movement on it. I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. I'll probably fade it, honestly. Just not take anything there. Not going to blame me for taking it, though. Yeah, I don't know. Yo, I don't care if freaking Freddie Peralta sucks today, as long as Rogers sucks even more. That'll be perfect. This is a great play for anybody over on Bovada. I'm curious how much they'll let me get down on this. Did we take anything on the Yankees game? Or was that one that we skipped? I think we skipped that, right? Spencer Jones just hit a 2-run bomb. Yankees are up 2-0. Oh, how's Schlittler doing? They're through 2 innings. I'm on Schlittler's over on K's. Let's see. rebounds. Carlton. Oh, they moved her line? Yeah, of course they did. Let me click this game. Let's see. 2 innings. Schiller's got no Ks through 2. Are you kidding me? I guess he's only at 19 pitches. He's gonna pace the freaking throw a complete game. It's nuts. Wait a second. Is Liam Hicks DH today? I didn't even see the lineup. Oh, he's playing first base. Sick. I saw Piper was in. So is Aranda not in the lineup? No, he's not. This is a funky lineup today. They've got Hicks playing first base, and he's batting 8th? What the heck are we doing? That's so interesting. Let me see. He didn't play yesterday. Is this his first game at first base? I think it is. Huh. All right, boys. Well, that's the middle of the second inning. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for stream. Appreciate you guys for being here, and hopefully we can, hopefully the Rays end up winning. Hopefully the over hits. Hopefully we cash a ton of plays today. I think we got some really solid value in, and we also just kind of got a lot of good plays in just from the sharps, right? Over on Polymarket. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. There's a good chance that I rip a stream tomorrow. I'd have to look to see when the slate is at and maybe when a good time is. But hopefully I can go live tomorrow. So make sure you guys turn on your notifications. Hopefully pop in tomorrow and we'll cash some more. But yeah, that'll do it for the stream, boys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if not, I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace out.